Welcome to today's special edition of Conversations with Chosen Pen, where we are amplifying the voices of authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and those committed to making a difference. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining. The show is underway. Hey, great Saturday, everyone. It's Dr. Anissa Short, Conversations with Chosen Pen. And I know you're surprised to see me on a Saturday. But, you know, every once in a while, I got a little something juicy in my arsenal. And I'm going to bring out special edition with special guests. And Saturday is just one of those days. We have with us, you guys, Mr. Harold Noonie G Ward. Listen, I can't even begin to tell you how colorful his life has been. I'm going to allow him to tell you a little bit about it, but I'll tell you this. When you think of someone who has experienced transformation, who has truly been renewed in their mind and their thinking, who has made a decision to take their past, or what you want to say, their mess, and create it into a message that makes a difference in the lives of others. He is an excellent example. Mr. Ward, thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Thank you for having me, Doc. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, so you tell them in your own words, who was Noonie G Ward and who is he today?
I say, I use this as an example. I say, I am the prodigal son, but on a different version from the hood version. Like, I gang bang, sold dope, a gang chief. I'm a high recommend with the Gangster Disciples. Everybody know Larry Hoover. I'm right underneath him. You know what I mean? Like that thing. I grew up in Altgeld Garden. That's what the stuff is about. It's a project it's like Mayberry, but a Mayberry on a higher level. As far as like shooting gangs, all type of stuff. And I was the brother that did all type of things. But what I didn't do was, I know people don't understand, well, how you gaming against you? I never took from my people. Never took. You know what I mean? My worst thing was selling drugs to my people. Okay, that's me. Okay. But right. Went to college, you know what I mean? I wrote few books, you know what I mean? I changed my life. I had to change my life because God always had a calling on my life when I was in eighth grade. I got saved, sanctified with the Holy Ghost, all that, and still went down the road. But I could say I'm a bad guy turned good.
I love it. I want to tap into something really quick, because a lot of times people will make the assumption that because you grew up in a certain area, because you were exposed to certain things, or maybe didn't have certain provisions, it is destined for you to take a certain path. But from what I understand from just the little snippet you provided, is that you should have been what they call a good boy, because you grew up in the church. You know, you received Christ at an early age. You probably did the Sunday school and the singing in the choir. You did all of that. But you know what? Even those who fall under that umbrella and have that type of background, can become victim of circumstance. It has a lot to do with exposure and environment. Can you talk a little bit about what it was that redirected your path away from everything that was good and wholesome?
Let me say this. I had a two-parent home. My mother was a school teacher. My father was the head janitor. So everything I did, when my father died, I was in college. I had to come back from SIU. He died, I was 18 by 19. That's when everything started going haywire, because then he had his foot on my neck and the rest of it. He did all that. And I tell people, the choices that you make, I don't care who you are, what you are. You could be in Barack Obama family back and forth. If the choices that you make, that's what determines what your outcome is going to be, no matter good or bad. And with me, out there in the gods, I went a little astray when my daddy died, because there wasn't nobody else, you know what I mean? I'm frustrated, I'm mad. Nobody else to have my back, you know, so I was just buck wild, you know what I mean? And,
I understand.
You know, and that's basically what it was to me. But if them was my choices that I made. And because then I tell people all the time, no matter what you do, it's a thought before you do it. So you ain't gonna tell me you ain't have time. Like, no, man, no, bro, it's a thought before you do it.
It does. It starts first with your thinking, and that's why our minds have to be renewed. So you grew up in a wholesome environment, two-parent home. Statistically, you shouldn't have been in what you got involved in, but because you had a life change, and here's the point. it's usually in those tender moments when there's trauma or some type of pivotal change in one's life that people can either be directed one way or the other. Do you agree with that, Mr. Ward?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cause it depends. Like mine was situation was like that because my father. Reason why we was in, and let me state this. Reason why we was there in the project because my father ran. He was the head judge of CHA, so we had to live there.
Yeah.
Right? We lived anywhere else, I would have never knew that.
Right. Okay.
When he died, I come back to the crib, right home, right. Where I come back to the hood.
Yeah.
Everything else, where they getting down, doing what they doing. So I just, fell in line. You know what I'm saying? I fell in
Yes,
line,
sir. Yes,
and
sir.
that's how it happened. You know what I mean? For me, you know what I
All right.
mean?
So you're a college boy, from a wholesome environment, two-parent home, father dies, things change. Now I guess you're like the man of the house, and you come back home and you become a product of the environment for which you lived.
Yes.
And you were, I'm trying not to say too much because you've put everything in your book, and we want to get to your book eventually. You became top rank.
Top of the line. A board member. It's like, people that man don't tell me. Yeah, I'm telling because it's all on everything. It's like Larry Hoover, board members, governors, region. It was all that, and then you got like seasons come up. When I first come up, I come up to be a regent. So that's right there. It's like I run this whole era. But what me was different was me was I always been a leader. So let me get to the people, man. You gonna tell us? I'm telling no, because this what happened. When you see all what the Gangster Disciples and stuff like that now, where growth and development, every state, I put them there. That was my job.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I put them there. So that's how much I had the juice everywhere around. You know what I'm saying? So they can't tell me, about certain situations like, man, in fact, some of the Crips and the Bloods, when we did the Gang Summit was off the chain. Let me get off of Gang Summit. When they found out how much disciplined we was, one chief, we had one laws and policy. We had this, we had that. We were obeyed by all that. You know what I mean? They can't want to know what to do back and forth, and we showed them what to do. You can't mean, but I keep trying to tell people, yo, sometimes you'll be a part of your environment, sometimes you don't have to be. But in my case, I was because I was there. At first, I wasn't.
Yes, sir.
When my daddy died, everything went out the window.
So
Everything went out the window.
I'm so glad that you make reference. You give us a glimpse into the community. Let me just tell you this. I grew up in the South all of my life. My father was very intentional with my sister and I, making sure that we lived in certain environments because he didn't want us to be exposed. He did a good job of protecting us, as any daddy would. But a lot of us, especially people like myself, ignorant of what it is, when you think about gang life, the only thing we have a perspective of is what we see on the news or what we might see in glimpses of movies. But from what you've just shared is very regimented, much like the military. You have ranks, you move up the ladder, you have leadership, you have expansion, you have strategies, you are intentional about the way in which you've operated. And because of your leadership skills that already were embedded in you, gifted in that perspective, you could be placed anywhere and soar, and that's what ended up happening for you. Is that safe to say, Mr. Ward?
It's safe to say that. To give you a perfect example how tight our organization was, when Bill Clinton was in office, he said this is the most organized street gang I ever saw. That's how organized we were. We had books, blueprint, how to do this, how to do that, back and forth. So it's safe to say I worked my way up to the ranks. You know what I mean? But I did a lot of other different things. Like I was a great leader. I'm probably the only one. We have our laws and policies with my crew, right? Where I can say this is we're going strictly by this. We exercise when we're going to school. But you can't disrespect you know what I mean? All type of different things. On the thing we made sure. Okay, like when my juice was so powerful, I had I know I put them in different states, but I ran 3-4 different states. I'm universal. You know what I'm saying? So that means I running all of them. You know what I mean? But
So
go ahead.
So home base was Chicago.
Chicago was the base.
But you home that was the headquarters.
Right,
Chicago was headquarters, and
right.
everything extended out from Chicago in other
Yes,
cities and other states. Am I hearing you
yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
This is so juicy
It's just
good.
like, and I don't mix them together, but the minister don't care. Fuck on now. That's headquarters. But everything else, what they doing, it goes out to all the states and cities, but it comes back to Chicago.
Oh
That's
wow.
with us. It's come back to Chicago.
No
So
wonder, no wonder President Clinton said you were the most organized.
game, yes,
When you don't have a clue, you just don't have a clue, So I'm
right.
glad you brought that, shed some light into the specificity of how things. I know you can't go into every detail because we'd be here all day, but you give us a glimpse into the operations and how you served in a leadership capacity. Now, how long was that for you? I mean, how long were you in that role?
Um,
Gang life.
I mean, it's growth and development now. So it ain't like, like that. So it's different. People ask me, are you still affiliated back and forth? Not really, but I'm gonna always have the juice. I got the juice
Yeah.
no matter what. Because I was one of the good guys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was one of the good guys to the point where the chief, which is Larry, right? When we was down when the penitentiary gathered, one of the other chiefs in the other gang, right, asked him, let me get Noonie. He was like, no, sir. Get one of
Yeah.
these rotten ones and ain't doing no good. I know what he about to do.
Right. I like so you had favor. You had favor in the
And that's what that
organization,
is. You
did
know what? So that's what that is. God, hey,
that's God's
that's what
favor
that
and
is. God's favor.
protection.
That's what it was. Because I did a lot of things, man, and I see,
Oh wow.
but
Okay, so you're in the streets, you're making things happen, and then you end up having to go to the big house, as people say.
yeah, go to jail. But I went to jail. They really didn't catch me. Honestly, it was just I had too much. Let me give you a perfect example. When we got down, when we was in Chicago in the gardens, right? They got all different type of gangs there, right? So the commander and all of them. Now we got the senior citizens and all them, right? They love us. So we make sure they get the buses. We make sure everything. We do everything. So I made sure I was the chief. Right? Okay. Now these other guys is chiefs of their organization, right? But they follow me. I said, dude, we can't keep killing helping each other. I said, we in this project right here. I got a baby by your sister. You got a baby by my sister.
Right.
How this gonna work?
We're community. Why
Yeah,
are we
how
killing
this gonna work?
community?
And
Right.
so we put it together. It was right. So what happened was something happened at the school. Okay, where I wasn't in school. I was out of school. Right. Something happened at the school where all the gangs they just started fighting each other. Everybody. It wasn't like the vice or the vice. It was everybody fighting each other, just fighting. You know what I mean? Everybody. And they stopped. We're going to stop it. So I'm asleep. They come and get me. We come down the road, right? When we come down the road, it had to be at least 2 to 3,000 people, kids, right there, right? And the police officers came. It had to be 75 of them. So I come there, and the police officers know what's going on. And they Noonie, come on, man, get this together, man. I said, man, I need it. I got you. So it was two white boys, right? Police officers. You talking to him like that, man? You're gonna talk to him like that. We're gonna lock them all up. And the four black officers said, if you don't get your MF stuff away from him, you finna get all us killed out here. We know what we doing. This is a black thing now. This you want me to say? This is a black thing. So I said, man, back this dude up. So I go talk to the people, right? The chief. I said, hey, man, we got the juice, but we don't got the juice. Them people kill us out here, man. Okay, so they don't know I'm telling them like this, right? So we're gonna play our part like, okay, like we finna this, or we doing y'all, we doing y'all a favor. So when it happened, it was cool. It got back to the commander. I pulled up the next day. They swamped me. Like, man, it was like, man, what I mean, it was so many people swamped me. So they swamped me at the right place. They swamped me over there where the senior citizens and back and forth. And they all came out. They came out. All got in front of us. If about 25 got in front of me, it had to be like 40, 50 of them. You ain't touching him. These are 70 and 85 years old people. You're not touching him. No way. Y'all, the job that y'all supposed to be doing, he got this under control. We safe. We ain't safe with y'all here. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was it was like that. So that's what another thing. The 2000 when I did like told them, okay, y'all. Everybody looked at me. Then was I said, let's go. We can't do this. And the kids left. Dude said, "Oh, just like on Malcolm X, you got too much power to be a man and make them kids go like that because they couldn't make it. They like we ain't moving. Lock us up. We could fight." That's what got me in trouble with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
How many years did you serve?
I did 5. They gave me 10. I did 5.
Okay. Okay. So you oh wow. Okay,
Right.
so I don't even know where to go now because what you just said sounds like a episode I just saw on a movie screen, and we're gonna come back to that because there's more to be
Malcolm
said.
X. The
I know.
Malcolm
I'm
X.
just
That's
saying
the Malcolm
everything.
X.
Oh
That's
my
what it
gosh.
was like.
But you know what, Mr. Board, I'm gonna say this. Whether people see it from whatever lens they choose to look at your life, what I will say is this is that when you have the favor of God over your life, whether it be for the negative or the positive, however people look at it, and you have leadership skills and you are serious about making a difference in your community, whereas the methodology by which you might go about may not be the way another person sees is good or bad, you can make a significant difference. You had the people in your community, especially the elders, they had more respect for you because not so much because of what you may have done from an entrepreneurial standpoint, but because despite that, you still looked out for them. You were about protecting them. You were about building up your community. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have been selling drugs, but let's be clear. You got other people in other communities selling drugs too, but they don't talk about it, right?
Right. All kind of stuff.
Your entrepreneurial skills were there, but it wasn't really about the drugs as much. And that may have been the method by which you were positioned to make a difference or the product or service. But still, your endeavor was always about doing what was for the best of your community. Which speaks to your heart.
And you know what? At 22, I built a building, a restaurant from the ground up. Oh man, what did I do that for? Oh man, because I'm always ambitious. When I sold drugs, let me tell you, now I'm not glorifying selling drugs, but I had a purpose in my life and a value. The purpose was in my life was I got to do something better than this here. I know at an early age I can't follow instructions, so I knew that I can't. I said so I got to be my own boss for real. So every time I did something, I'm not saying I don't want people flip a pack like this here. I put up the plumbing. I put a roof. Every time I did, so I had my thing was together. Matter of fact, at the end, at the last part, I was almost finished, and that's when they came for me.
Oh my gosh!
And this is how much respect the white folks have for me. Gee, this is what we're gonna do for you. Don't run, Noonie. I said, I ain't gonna run. We're gonna put you in the back of the station wagon. We ain't gonna handcuff you, bro. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna do none of that for you. I was like, wow, that was God having favor with me to make me what, you know what I mean? Because I did got the back and forth was cool. He said, we already got your bond, man. Here's your bond. I was like, oh, I can make that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Quick. That's what happened. So when I'm saying this, I always have my best interest in my community. Then when I got back out of jail, back and forth, I built a laundromat out there. I built a restaurant. I built the cleaners. You know what I mean? All that. It's just in me. Still forgiving back and forth. They didn't appreciate it, but I did it though.
Yes, sir.
You know
I get it.
So, and that's what it was. That's what it was all about with me. Giving back. I'm always giving back. Always.
Okay, so let's go back to this point though. In light of everything that you accomplished and the initiatives you took to do what was best for your community, there was that underlying thing that you were a part of a gang. Selling drugs was the methodology, the method by which you financed your entrepreneurial endeavors. You went to jail. You were given 10 years. They gave you only served 5. So somewhere in there, in that window of time, I don't know if it was before you went to jail, while you were in jail, or soon after being released, something snapped, something shifted, something changed.
2 things. When I went to, you know how you go to the, what they call it, you receive it, right? You go to the county. And I had a shirt on, had a picture of my daughter and her best friend. They was about that time, 10 years, 12 years old. And the lady said, she said, you need to be ashamed of yourself.
Wow.
What's wrong with them? She said, I don't even know you, but I know you don't. And he said, my spirit telling me you don't belong here. That was my second case. First case, anyway, shot somebody. Anyway, but that was my case. When she's telling me you don't belong here, that was in my mind. Then me coming up as with God blessing me, doing different things, and I know I got other things I'm doing. I sold drugs and everything because I went to the bank. They wouldn't give me no loan. So I made my own way. It wasn't right. You know what I mean? And I paid for that. You read what you sow, don't make no difference what it is. That's why I keep trying to tell people. Read what you sow. I have to pay for that. But my case took 5 years. That's unheard of. I was at the court when the judge wasn't never there. And so when the state's attorney kept saying, well, hey man, you need to when they never say, okay, it's time for him to go in, right? I said, Judge, can I get 2 weeks off? No, Judge, no, Judge. He said he already got his time in the appeal bond, right? He got his time. And he said, the judge said, he was white man. He said, if it was me, I would have been ran. 5 years, the judge said, I would have been ran. He said, I'm giving them 2 weeks. Now I'm giving them 3 weeks. Mr. Ward, you go ahead. Come back here. I was the first one there sitting there. Wait. You know what I mean? He said, is that Mr. Ward there? So what happened was I made the trend. That was another thing. He trusts me. So I don't want to mess my situation up. Okay. Then on top of that, now when he trusts me, then I get to jail. I know I got the juice. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing what I got to do. I'm talking to Mr. Hoover. And we just talking. He's telling me, you know, he wasn't a good drug dealer. So he told me this. When you go back out there, and I ain't never told a lot of people this, you better not never sell a drug in your life. And I mean that.
Wow.
Larry Hoover told me that. I said, Chief, why? He said, because you ain't good at it. That talk. That's what he told me. He said, you ain't good at it. He said, you got too many things you got going on. That's why I like you. That's why I do different things. I need you to go back out there and teach these people and show different things what's going on. And now he see all the stuff I got going on back and forth. He said, well, I'm so proud of him. And I ain't touched no more drugs, no more nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. It just, hey.
So, Mr. Ward, here's what you have just confirmed for me, or one of my mantras as a publisher. You know, this platform is an extension of a hybrid publishing company that I operate, and I assist others with getting books published. And one of the things I tell many of my clients or people when I'm speaking is that your voice has value. Never underestimate the power of your voice, the story that you need to tell. And what you just shared with us when I talked about the transition or the pivot that was made, it was because the voices that spoke into your life that shifted your thinking or reiterated maybe even the thought you already had, I have to go a different way. You had the judge to speak and say, extend favor, basically. You know, you had the correctional officer to say, you ought to be ashamed. You shouldn't even be in here. You don't belong in here. And then even the man that's above you in the game, it's time for you to get out. And he tells you, I don't even want you selling drugs. I mean, who does that?
And one more thing, I was in there and in jail, and one of my mentors was one of the Blackstones, but he was like the main 21s, like what I'm on, right? And he kept telling me, he said, boy, I ain't never told nobody this. What you doing in here?
I know.
He kept giving me information. This dude was, his name, we call Stephen Hill, right? Thunder. He said, you ain't no way you should be here. And I ain't never said that. He said, but I bet you when you go back there, you ain't coming back. I bet you.
So wait a minute. This was another person that was incarcerated with you.
Yeah, he was doing
it for living the same type of life that you've been living.
He is worse.
Oh wow!
But he was everybody when he got his life changed, together, the Muslim he was like, man, hey, and I mean that. I go find him, we go talk back and forth, and you know what really got me? When I was down there before Larry Hoover was down there, they sent Larry Hoover down there and sent me down there with Larry Hoover because I kept getting in trouble with different things, right? And first person Larry wanted to go see was that same dude, Thunder. He said, this was my mentor in jail. That's all. He said, this was my mentor. Now he's your mentor.
Wow.
Wow. You know, hey.
You know what, Mr. Ward, in 2024, I curated a project called Reach, Teach, Lead. And the essence of that book, I have 14 others to co-author with me, and we each told stories or shared stories about the importance of mentorship, basically, is what it amounted to, and how the mentors in their lives made a difference in the trajectory of their lives, or how they themselves are mentors, and some of the stories that people have shared with them about how they've made a difference in their life. You've just also, in addition to reiterating the importance of one's voice, but you've also reiterated the importance of mentors being in our lives to help direct and or redirect us when time needed. And we need them in every phase of life. And there you are. Who would have thought while being incarcerated, you'd have someone speaking into your life that was very much engaged in the same lifestyle that you have been engaged in, but they tell you, don't come back here and don't get in trouble again.
All right, this ain't you. You got
It's
too many
not
things
you,
going
right?
on.
That that still, I don't know what people believe, but I believe that God orchestrates our steps, and I believe He can make all things work together for good.
Those who love the Lord.
Exactly. And even though you made the choices that you probably weren't what people consider to be quality of life choices, He always had people in your place, sounds like, in your space, in your path, to direct and redirect you. Is that safe to say?
Yes. Even when I knew I was wrong, He was like, I'm here.
I know.
If nothing else, I can't explain it, but I know it's God for everything is God favor for me.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
or bad.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
I'm out now, got so many different things going on, contracts, all type of stuff. It's God favor.
So let's talk about that. So you get out of jail, you didn't do 10 years, you did 5. So you're out now, you're back home, and you made a decision based on everything you've been feeling, the way God had been dealing with you, and based on the direction and redirection you got from important people around you. Now you say, I'm gonna do something different. What have you been engaged in? Let's talk a little bit about, because we can't talk about all of it because we'd be here all day. But what have you done? Because you were already really instrumental in your community. So I'm not going to say that you're now making a difference, because you really were making a difference before incarceration. But since being released, let's talk a little bit about the programs and the progress that you've been able to create and accomplish since being released.
A couple of things. Since I've been released, I got had restaurants, new restaurant. Some shut down because I didn't have no help. But so I got right now I got a security company and different things. But I wrote 4 books. So that's the 4 books, right? The book I'm going to talk about when we get a chance to talk about that. And now I got a TV series connected to that. And we just signed a major deal. Okay. We wrote a major deal. Okay. And we can start shooting other episodes and different things. And I got some more people.
Okay, so I have done everything I could to not go into that, because I knew that was the juicy part that we really want to get to. But let's just jump right in there. So you wrote 4 books. Let's start with the books first, because everything began with your book. Is that fair to say?
The first book I wrote was me and Kanye West. Kanye West was like Kanye and
Drake.
Common. I did a DVD. Okay. I did a documentary about my life. Common and Kanye narrated it.
Okay.
It's called Gangster with a Heart of Gold. Other one was Gangster Nomics. That was about when I was in the penitentiary. Okay. I was in the penitentiary and show how the penitentiary and the corporate world are the same.
They are.
Everything you do, it's a business, and I showed that. Then the third one was Prisonomics. I showed that, and the Gangster Numbers together with 2, right? And 50 Cent did the foreword on that. Okay, cool. All right. That right there showed how Prisonomics and Gangster Numbers together, like I just said, they do the same thing.
Yeah.
This last one I wrote is called, well, I had help with it. It's called Altgeld. Tammy Johnson, she wrote the foreword. She killed the foreword. Killed it. You know what I'm saying? She did the foreword. And
now that's the most recent book, Altgeld.
Right, Altgeld. That's tied to the new TV series called Altgeld. And the book, and then Inspiration. She was like an inspiration to a certain lot of stuff. She don't know. She knew, but she didn't really know. That's why I tagged it to what's now, because some of the things she was telling me, that ain't you no more. That ain't what you doing. We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that. Yeah. I'm writing that down. I'm doing. But she not unbeknownst to her. She don't know I'm doing this stuff.
Yes, sir.
Why she helped me write the book too.
I got you. And that's why she's writing the forward of the book, which makes sense. Right.
So that's the thing. That's why I say, okay, now with this book is off the. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna say it like this, but I thought that was like one of my best book. But everybody named Mama said, dude, this.
Listen, let me just be your test. I'm just gonna be your witness. Listen, that book. I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail
Yeah,
because I want people to buy the book. Let me just be
right.
clear. But here's the thing. I was first introduced to the opportunity, and I'm so thankful to have had this opportunity to interview you. I knew that the book, in essence, was your life story, basically, your life story. And so we look at that a lot of times when we hear that, we think either somebody, it's the autobiography or it's the biography or it's their memoir, that type of thing. So I secured a copy. And then I decided I need to go ahead and read this because I'll be interviewing him soon. And then I dive into the book. That book was like I was reading a movie. I could see on the screen the movie happening. I was sitting in home with my husband in the den. He was watching a movie. He thought I was watching, but I wasn't because I had it on my cell phone. And the movie I was watching was totally different than what was on the screen. I'm going like, wait a minute. This is your biography. This tells your life story. Let me say it that way. This book tells your life story, but you chose to do it as a novel. So tell me, why did you choose that genre? Why didn't you just do the first person representation of this is how I was raised and this is what happened to me? You chose to write your story as a novel. Why
I
that
do that
genre?
to do something different. I'm always trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you do the same thing, you're gonna get the same result. Okay, so if I switch it up in a novel, different things, and people's like the movie type thing, but I'm just saying that, oh, they'll take two to be good. Not really thinking they're gonna do that right, but I'm doing
Right.
it like that anyway. And it's tripped me out because the first person that told me that, dude, you got a great book back and forth was McKenna, my publicist. She said,
Okay.
yeah, I cannot. Then this will trip you out. My brother, he don't read no books. He don't do none of that stuff. I said, man, you older than me, man. And I said, hey, man, I didn't know you could read. We signify back and forth, right? He said, man, what happened to so and so? I said, hey, man, you've been in my life. You don't know this. You know what I'm saying? He was like, not how I read on this book. And then Tommy told me that Tamara, she said, what? She was on the plane. She said, texting me saying, what happened Darius? You know what I'm saying? What? I mean, tell me what happened there. I said,
That's where I'm going. I'm
yes,
going.
I can't.
I,
She said,
I'm like, oh my God, Jaden don't know what he got
right,
us into.
right.
Wearing this look. I don't want to go into
Exactly.
all of
And
that,
you know
but
what? And when she was asking me that, I said, well, we ain't from Texas, none of that. So she got in my face. I told her, she was like, so now check this out. We started filming. We film the new episode. I mean, we
okay,
filmed.
wait. Okay,
I'm
so wait.
tied up. I'm just telling you, I'm gonna go
Okay,
back
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
because it tripped me out because she was and what she played. I'm gonna get off of it. She played the reporter, and some of the lines said, "What happened?" I mean, the same thing with Darius and different things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the thing. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different from that, and it's different from the book, and different from that. But he still play a key role. You see
Oh
what
my
I'm
God.
saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing for me. I pick up the book, and I'm expecting you to go. Here's how I was raised in the streets of Chicago. Blah blah blah. But it goes right into setting the stage of the
Something
streets of
different.
Chicago. Sure enough, I can see the buildings. I can see when you made reference to it raining. I can see somebody walking down the street. I'm trying to figure out, you going to from the rec center to
Yeah.
back to your apartment at 2 o'clock in the morning. I could see the young man being proud of this piece of jewelry he found and not really understanding. I'm reading all of this and I'm going.
Yeah.
I know that at the end of the book, you're going to get the full gamut of who Mr. Harold Noonie G. Ward is and was. But I absolutely I think that was one of the smartest things you could do is to create it in a novel form because it goes back to what I said before about our voice having value.
Value.
Sometimes people are not going to be as receptive to what it is you have to say because of how it's packaged.
Right.
But we find a lot of value, we're intrigued, we love to be entertained. And your book adds the entertainment segment of it, it adds the mystery, the intrigue. It has I had so many emotions just in the first two chapters before I even get to the end of the book that it captivated me to where I want to know more about Jaden. I want to know more
Yeah.
about Darius. I'm like, who is this sending these mystery text messages? That kind of thing. It kept me going. And so and then you get
That was
to
the
the end.
whole idea, but I didn't never think it was gonna work.
Oh no, it works very well. It works very well. And I understand why now that book is becoming a series. Then how did that come about? Was that initially the plan or did that evolve?
It was the plan all the time to do something. I wanted the book with sis because I watch it. Power, you know what I mean? Because other people don't know Power and all them books. They did books before they did
They
anything.
are, right.
I wanted to do something different. You know what I mean? The Shot was a book. You know what I mean? I want to do the book and the series at the same time. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. That's how it happened. As far as that because I just did books. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then I did do one when the first book was Guess What How to Go. That was just a documentary.
Right.
This right here.
Is
Now
a
TV series. I want the TV series. I want
Yeah,
to make
I was
sure.
going to say it's a TV series, not a movie. So
Right.
you've already filmed one episode.
We start filming two in May. But what we made when we filmed two, and when I mean major offers, and I ain't just talking major offers because you know what it was? The director was so good. I don't did you see the 30-second commercial?
What commercial?
Commercial. The 30 did you get a chance to see the commercial?
I didn't.
When you get time, no, you got to see these. Makita wanted to see you. I got four. We got two. Me and Tammy had two for the book, and we had two for the
Okay.
for the what you call it the movie, the series.
Okay.
That's what got him. I'm telling you, Doc. I know Makita probably listening. She gonna send. I want her to send you the 30-second. What's that?
Let me make sure because she sent me a press release. She did send me the book trailer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, let me see.
Two book trailers and there's the TV series trailer. The
Oh.
last one with DMX. I mean, his music. That would got everything. It got Tyler. This some people don't know. It's the guy that I know worked for Tyler Perry. He gave it to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry like, man, who is this here? Then all the other people like Drew Hill, all of them, everybody just saw it, right? Because it's going viral. It went viral, right?
Right.
So, oh man, that's what started getting everybody more and more interested in what's going on, and the book tour with that. That's what I'm saying. You got to see, when you see all four of them, right? All you got to do is see the last one we did. And if you ain't get it, I think you got it. If you ain't got it,
are they on YouTube? Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, I think they on YouTube. We put them on
All
YouTube.
right, let me find them. I'm gonna play one.
Yeah, play. You see, play that. That's the what's name, and you will see. You were like, then you figure out that book. This is Altgeld. This is Altgeld God. You will see it. It's like,
and this is what people need to know too, especially for those like myself who are not from Chicago. This is not a fictional city. I mean area. This is a community in
Barack Obama did this thing, and I had this back for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I had Barack Obama back. And they be like, man, Barack tell him, he said, yeah, man, Noonie had my back. When he got started running for office to be the what's name? LA Times, everybody their mamas called me.
Wow.
Everybody called me. And they wanted me to say some things. And Minister Farrakhan said, whatever you got against him, whatever back and forth, you won't be the one to tell him about it. Let somebody else do it. Not
gotcha.
Yes, sir. And I'm and the minister, I always look up to the minister, but
I have found one of your teasers. So let me play it. I'm so excited. Listen, I've already said this before, but it's worth saying again. I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to interview you. I really do. I don't take this for granted, not by any stretch of the imagination. I love the book. I believe your story is one that needs to be heard by the masses. It speaks to the power of transformation. It speaks to the power of possibility. It inspires and it instills hope. That's what I know about your story. Even in a novel form, you can see how your message was created because of your life. It was all a part of your life story. Now I do have a comment here. Let's see. Someone is chiming in.
Which one is
Yeah, Makita said, okay, Makita, I forgive you. She said, I didn't send the series trailers. Will do. She'll get them to me. She'll get them to me.
But you need to see it. That's the one you need. That's what you will see exactly where I'm coming from, where the book and everything is coming from. You will see that.
Let me
That's
see if
what,
she emails it to me while we're on here. Maybe so.
yeah.
But
And
if
I mean,
not, if
because
not, what I'll do is I'll make sure I share it with our community though.
you need to
This
see that one. That's the last one. That's what got all of them is fire. Because Makita, when she first saw, she's like, "Oh man, this is happening." And then the last one was, man, we shot the like, man, it's off the chain. This how cold it was. People was mad at me because I'm always doing something. Well, they ain't doing nothing, so you gonna tell me what to do.
okay.
Nobody. I mean, so anyway, so they was like, man, you gonna mess up. We're gonna see what's going on about our hood and everything. When they saw that trailer, Noonie. I was like, oh no, I don't want to hear that. No. Noonie. If it's anything like this trailer, we filmed it. This
Yeah.
is it.
So when is it due to be released? Have they given you a projected time for release?
What we doing now is we want to film this last thing, right? We already got the part what the we got the what you call that the first one. But most people don't have the first one. I wanted two. I wanted to do two. I wanted to let them see what's going on because I wanted to do two with some stars in it.
Yes.
Because we're supposed to have a few stars in it, you know what I mean? Nice stars, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say one of them is supposed to be well, we got I ain't gonna say it's set, you know what I mean? But I want people to see, you know what I mean, we got some stars gonna be in it, man.
So you're gonna have one season with, do you know how many episodes in that season?
10.
10.
10.
So will you be releasing after are you going to release after the 10th one, or will it be released before?
We're probably gonna do it because we filming it. We all, again, then we in film festivals. People call us from all over. They said this is gonna be the next Wire.
Oh, I believe it.
The next Wire and all that. So they said, man, so I meet with my director every Monday. We meet. We have a meeting. We go eat at this place, right? We go eat. And we go eat, it's by my church. We go eat. When we go there, we sit there, we go over everything. Like now this Monday, he did some movies. Now this one. Matter of fact, he got people to call him from all over because he real tight with Sarah Jakes and real tight with her husband. They want it. You know what I mean? But then we got people like Marlon Wayans and them. Marlon, like, man, let me be part of, you know what I mean? And we got, we got a lot of people. Then I got my boy, Chris Brown and what's name, and they just want to see just how I go far back and forth. Tiana, Taylor Norman, we got some real heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So my thing is, we just putting this stuff together, right? And I'm ordinary people. And I got people from the hood. I got people, and I told them, I said, this is how we're gonna do this. When I'm listening to them talk, I said, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this right. I ain't finna play no games. My name is on this. So all who don't want to take classes, acting classes, all back and forth, they give you enough time. Ain't none of that. You ain't know this. Some of them is natural though, because I'm gonna tell you what natural is and blew my mind. Tammy got a daughter named Maya, right? She a natural. Tammy nephew is a natural. And when you see him, that's the one he played, the one you just asked about. What's the name?
Jaden. But there
he got down. He got down. Both of them got down.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
When you see this part on the trailer, when she sees the trailer, right, and the little girl snap her neck like this, I mean, when you see her speaker part, that's Tammy's daughter. Now watch this. That little girl, you hear her talk, she got down. Because when she was like, so her mama Tammy said, go in there and talk to her. I went in and talked to her. I said, look, you want more episodes? You want more of this? You want to go to, because she's 12 years old. Yeah, I want my social. I want everybody. I said, get out. Do what you do when I was over. I'll be over your house. She snapped. Both of them snapped. So I'm saying, but some people just think they, like my son. I have to tell my son, man, they talking we're gonna be like Big Meech and Little Meech. I said, no, we not, because I know you. You ain't nowhere near acting. Little Meech went to acting school. You don't want to do none of that. So go ahead.
I have Makita just sent me. Let me see if I can pull this up. She sent me the trailer.
Please.
of the series. Let me see if I can play this.
Please play it.
Hold on 1 second. I don't have time for this foolishness with this computer today. Let me see.
Come on, Mr. Computer. I need you to act
I
like
know, you know, things start lagging when you're trying to do something exciting. Hold on a minute. Here we go. 1 second. Now let me know if you see
There
it.
you go. I can see it. There
Okay,
you
let
go.
me expand it so it can be seen in a
And
better
at the
light.
end, you see that little girl snap her head, and the other little boy, and you'll see, you can tell she got attitude. She got it.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I hope we can hear it.
Oh, you ain't hear it.
Hold on a minute. It's probably my fault. Hold on. It is.
Start all over again then.
I am. I'm just going to do that right now. I thought I hit the volume, but I didn't. It didn't take.
There you go.
The bullshit, the drama, the guns, the armor, the city, the farmer, the babies, the mama, the projects, the drugs, the children, the thugs, the tears, the hugs, the love, the slugs, the funerals, the wakes, the churches, the coffins, the heartbroken mothers. It happens too often. The hurt, the pain, the dirt, the rain, the jerk, the fame, the work, the game.
And you see that wall?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Now watch this. You see that wall with them names on there?
Yes.
Everybody did on that wall.
Oh, wow.
And it's the word, a bullet did this, but the message is on there. The brothers know was back in the day, it was 70, it was 69, 70. It did all that back and forth. That's why I had to make sure in there. But
you included it. You bringing you bringing your community with you.
Right. That what's the name on that DVD? I mean, that's just the main one. That gas everybody. Tyler,
I love it.
got everybody. Tyler was like, "Oh no, we got to do business. We got to do some business."
I listen. I don't even know what else to say. This I know without a shadow of a doubt that if the series is exactly like the book, or even a fraction of what this book is, it's going to be a phenomenal series.
Yes.
I see awards coming. And the fact that you have as many people as you've already named that were willing to embrace your work. I appreciate you once again for allowing me the opportunity to connect with you, to meet you, to read your story, to interview you, to get a glimpse of who you have been and who you are becoming. And I so appreciate the fact that you're bringing your community with you, because many times people don't, they could have found a studio to do the films, but it's obvious that you are at home. You are in the gardens.
Right.
Some of the work, and you bringing the people with you
Right.
that have been there all the time. Any last words you want to express with regards to your future projects? Any other information that we need to know to get prepared for what's about to occur?
What's about to? I need y'all to go get that book, but this TV series is going to be off the chain. Right, and then we got that going on, and once we get through the TV series, I've been approached by some people, right? I mean, far as the people, Netflix and the people, and they want to do a movie.
Okay.
We do a movie, I guess, like, you know what I mean? But this series and this book is off the chain. And I'm telling y'all, and I'm not making it up, just check it out. Check it out.
It is. I agree. I agree totally. Everybody, the book is available on Amazon.
Yes.
Go ahead and secure your copy now and read the book, so that when the series comes out, you already have an idea of just how great we all need to become. And I am going to do my best to become a mouthpiece of what you have provided us by way of this book. And that's what this platform is all about, is amplifying the voice. I'm a small pebble in a big pond, but nevertheless, I'm going to make my own ripple and get this information out to you, to as many people as possible. The book is phenomenal. Again, it's available on Amazon. We have a series that's coming soon. You just saw the intro, the coming soon release trailer, and then of course a movie.
Right.
is potentially in the making as well. Mr. Ward, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Let's stay
Yeah.
connected. Miss Makita, stay connected.
Yeah.
And when the series comes out and the movie comes out, if you'd like to come back and talk more about that
Will
journey,
do.
I'm more than honored to
Will
serve
do.
you in that
Will
capacity.
do. Yeah.
All right, I'm excited. I'm gonna go and share the book with everybody. I will be posting, and as I said before, I'll be sharing on our platform what you've done, what you've offered at present, and what you have coming up in the future. And that being said, I want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with me in this space today. Our special edition, you know, I'm typically here on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Central, but we heard about Mr. Noonie G and we had to make it happen. So he was our special edition, and I'll have special edition broadcasts periodically in every month as opportunity allows. Once again, we're conversations with Chosen Pen, amplifying the voice of authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and those committed to make a difference. Thanks so much for hanging out with us in this space today.
Thank
And
you.
make it a great weekend.
Keep me in prayer.
Most definitely, Mr. Ward. You got it. Thanks again for being with us.